Here's something else that's interesting. There was a book, and what's the name of it? It'll come to me in a second. Where is it? See if I. Oh, the book is called Top Grading. Top Grading. Maybe the best book ever on job interviews. Top Grading. The author's last name is Smart. I think it's Jeffrey Smart. And in the book, he suggests that all of our employees fall into three different buckets, three different categories. And you've heard this before: A players, B players, C players. Three buckets of employees. A players are your best, C's are your worst. Using the Welch grid, your A players would be your superstars, your C players would be your deadwood, your B players would be a combination of terrorists and cheerleaders. A players, B players, C players. But here's what they pointed out in the book that I thought was really interesting. They looked at the hiring habits of all three groups. Who do your A's hire? Who do your B's hire? Who do your C's hire? And here's what they found. Let's start with, let's see, who am I going to pick on here? Margarita, I'll pick on you. Are you ready? A players. Who do you think the A players hire?
Superstars.
Always. A players almost always hire other A players. Remember, A players want to be around other A players. Your top performers want to be around other top performers. A's will almost always hire A's. All right, well, that was easy. Margarita, how about the C's? Let's go to the C's. Who do you think the C's hire?
Deadwood. And
exactly.
terrorists.
C's almost always hire C's. C players, because they don't want to hire B's or A's because they feel threatened by the A's and the B's. So your C players, if you allow them to make hiring decisions, your C's will almost always hire C's. Now we get to the tough one. Margarita, are you ready? How about the B's? Who do the B's hire?
They have a variety in between Deadwood and cheerleaders because they have the new employments and then they have the people that they don't know where they go. They've either moved up or moved down in their company.
I wish I could tell you you're correct. What the research found is that your B's almost always hire C's. Ooh. Your B players almost always hire C's. Think about that for a moment. Why do you think that is? Why do the B's hire C's?
To make themselves look better.
Yeah, one is they're afraid of looking bad, and they don't want to take a chance with hiring a peer, right? And so they're by default they're going to hire C's, either consciously or subconsciously. They're gonna think, well, I'm not going to hire somebody better than me. I'm not going to hire somebody who's as good as me. I'm going to hire someone below me. Your B's will almost always hire C's. So my question to each of you is, within your respective companies, who's making the hiring decisions? Your A's, your B's, or your C's? And if you find that you're consistently getting less than average employees, it may be because of the person making the hiring decision. And what I suggest is the hiring decision should always be made by an A player. And that may just be you. The hiring decision itself, the yes or no, should always be made by an A player. It doesn't mean that your B's and C's can't be involved in the hiring process, the administrative part of that process, collecting resumes and doing the initial interviews, screening interviews, but the decision always lies at the foot of the A player. Has to.